Welcome to this adventure of Wasil Science as we check out the wetlands and see what types of birds call this habitat home. Let's go! Just behind me here in the shallows of the lake, we have a pair of Sandhill Cranes. Beautiful birds. These Sandhill Cranes can grow to be about 3 to 4 feet tall, but they can have a wingspan of 6 to 7 feet. Just amazing. They come out here into the shallows. They're what we call a wading bird. They have those long legs that almost look like stilts that God gave them to peer into the shallow, clear water. Just a beautiful bird. Awesome example of God's creation. Woo! Love checking out animals on the lake. Woo! I was just standing here along the bank and all these little goslings came up. They may be used to free handouts, free food from those coming by this lake. They're just such a neat example of God's creation. Canada geese are very territorial, but once you start to hang out with them a little bit, come right up. They still got that tongue going. You guys checking out the camera? Hey guys, how you guys doing? Doing okay? It's out for a little swim. Love God's creation. Red-winged blackbirds are very unique in their coloration. Usually males have that jet black color with a red and yellow band on their wings. whereas the females are much different. They're usually going to be more of a brown color, brown tan color, and that helps them blend in with their surroundings while taking care of the young. When we think about lily pads, oftentimes we're probably going to think of frogs, right? We're going to think of amphibians that sit on those lily pads while they're warming up, while they're allowing the sun rays to warm up their body because they're cold-blooded. But not only do amphibians enjoy this, birds do as well. In fact, red-winged blackbirds love to hop or jump from one lily pad to the other to look for little insects that may be on the surface of the water or little bits of food that they can enjoy. Just an amazing, amazing thing. Bird pop quiz time.
Bird pop quiz time.
What do you get when you mix grass and mud to form a nest?
What do you get when you mix grass and mud to form a nest?
Well, if you're these guys, you get a swallow nest here in this bridge overpass. Super cool. Let's take a look. This is a perfect habitat for our friends, the red-winged blackbirds. Remember, the males are super easy to spot as they have that jet black coloration with a red patch on their shoulder. The females have more of that brown tannish color, and you'll often see them hopping from lily pad to lily pad. Well, back in these sticks here, we have a red-winged blackbird nest. Super cool. They are able to construct that nest from parts and pieces that they find around the pond and around the lake, and they craft that nest in such a way that it's a perfect incubator for the eggs as the birds fly back and forth collecting food. Again, right back in here, we see an awesome example of a red-winged blackbird nest. Super cool, super amazing. Again, architectural ability without a degree. They didn't go to college, but God gave them the instinct to be able to do these really amazing things. I'm hearing the bullfrogs croaking as well. Awesome. How strong is strong enough? That's a question that I pose to my physics students as we do one of my favorite labs, which is the toothpick bridge. where they have to utilize structural engineering to put weights on the bridge to see how much support that bridge can handle. That's the same in industrial engineering as we put together bridges like the Mackinac or the Golden Gate Bridge, right? These bridges, these structural designs are the same principles throughout. When we look at the physical means, the physical laws of nature that God instituted. The same with the school, right? There's structural engineering that goes into the school here. Your car, structural engineering. Your house, structural engineering, right? Any established unit that is put together, that's pieced together, has to have some strength associated with it. It's no different in the animal kingdom. It's no different for our friends, the birds. Let's take a look at some of the structural integrity and some of the structural means by which birds construct their houses. Remember, birds have to make their house, right? They have to go out and find materials to construct that home. It's not like a turtle that has their house with them at all times on their back, right? Let's take a look at a few examples here. The first comes from our friends, the robins. Take a look. A robin nest is composed mostly of sticks, twigs, and mud. Very structurally sound. They create this opening here, right? They're able to lay their eggs inside this depression. Again, we see different examples, but similar in strength and stability. A nest that doesn't have the same stability associated with it is this guy. This is a very flimsy nest, right? In fact, it's falling apart on me even as we speak. This is a mourning dove nest. Okay, so mourning doves are going to construct this nest in maybe the sticks and the branches of a conifer tree, an evergreen, right? A pine tree. Very flimsy. They'll lay their eggs right here in the middle, and really strong windstorms can cause damage. So they need to be far enough in near the trunk of the tree to utilize that space. Because it's very different in its integrity, which means its strength, between the two here. Trees offer great spaces for many different birds, including sparrows, to utilize that space. This is part of a tree. A sparrow would love to lay its eggs right in there. Sparrows can really take up residence almost anywhere as far as that goes. The final nest we're going to look at is from the red-eyed VIREO. Take a look. How cool is this? This is a suspended nest, and what they do is they find a fork, basically a branching off of two twigs on a branch, and then they suspend their nest from there. Usually this is going to be about 5 to 10 feet up off the ground in a densely wooded forest. Right? Usually a deciduous forest, which means it's losing its leaves each year. But again, how cool is that? The nest is suspended. It has that structural support. Again, these birds did not go to college. They didn't go to school. They didn't get an engineering degree to be able to put these types of homes together. God gave them the instincts. God put that in each species to be able to utilize what they have around them. There's zero evidence that they were able to evolve this ability to construct their own homes. Zero evidence. In fact, I would challenge you, take the same supplies, go out, your front yard, backyard, wherever, to the park, who cares where, and grab some of these materials and see if you can make a nest of your own. It's very difficult, and it's not as easy as it might sound. So that's a challenge. Thanks for joining us here in the Science Lab. Go out and explore. One of the most amazing hunting strategies that organisms have, especially birds, is the dive bomb. Super cool to see. An eagle or an osprey, birds of prey, utilizing this technique. Boom! Got him! Big old fish. Last I checked, they're not selling real estate on the moon, right? So this planet is what we've got, and this creation around us is what God has called us to be good stewards of. So let's do our part, right? If we see garbage, pick it up, get rid of it. If you see the stream or lake or ocean, areas where fish are living, get that cleaned up best that we can, right? Because that's going to affect not only the fish, but also, as we saw, a lot of the wetlands birds too, and all the creatures, all the creation in that area. So let's do our part. Let's be good stewards of God's creation as we see the food web and we see all these interactions within the ecosystems, because again, God has given us this role to play, right, as his followers and as his children, to subdue the earth. Not to take, crazy control, domination of it, but to subdue it, to take care of it the way that he designed it. He's such a loving creator. Let's do the same as far as we can, right? All right, let's do it.